What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me on this edition of the Huddle Hour. Hey, the Pittsburgh Steelers' future inside linebacker could have just been released today. Who that is and why I think this could be a great option for Pittsburgh to explore come free agency. I'll get to that here in a little bit. But if you guys like this content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Obviously, we're a newer channel here and we're just getting going. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. So, Jerome Baker from the Miami Dolphins was just released this morning as one of their many cap casualties that they had to kind of address this offseason. And he has been linked as a potential inside linebacker replacement for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, along with, Jamal Adams was released, and we'll probably do a video on him and how he kind of fits into the fold. But really in this video, I want to kind of focus in on Jerome Baker and how he could potentially fit. So obviously, kind of giving everybody a background, he's 27 years old. He was drafted in 2018 by the Dolphins out of Ohio State. And he had signed a 3-year, $37.5 million contract extension with the Dolphins going into 2021. And he was set to earn almost $11 million this season. And obviously, due to those contract, the Dolphins not being able to restructure his contract, he ended up being an inevitable cap casualty, as were so many others this, today. So as we go down here a little bit to go over kind of him, he's played in over 800 snaps over the 4 of his last 6 seasons. Last season alone, he had 713 snaps, all by getting hurt, and he only played in 13 games. He had 78 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a defensive touchdown. In his career, Baker has played in 94 games, with 82 of them being starts, and has recorded almost 600 tackles, 31 of those being for loss, 22.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 touchdowns. Now, why do I think that he could be a good fit for the Steelers kind of going in? Well, the injury to Cole Holcomb and Quan Alexander last year obviously showed the lack of depth that the Steelers have at that position. And to the point even that Omar Khan stated during the combine last weekend that inside linebacker was going to be a position that the Steelers have to address due to injuries and lack of depth. And quite frankly, when you even look back even further, the inside linebacker, as good as the Steelers defense has been over the last forever, inside linebacker has always kind of been that one sticking spot where they just haven't been able to find that middle trench. They've got TJ Watt, they've had corners, they've had safeties, they've had defensive tackles, and inside linebacker has been one that's just been a revolving door. So if we look at, some of the top linebackers coming out of the draft this year, we've got Edgerton Cooper, Michigan's Junior Colston, Ohio State's Tommy Eckenberg, Clemson's Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and quite frankly, Pittsburgh was reported to look at all of those guys, at least all the top inside linebackers at the combine. But if we go even back further to 2018, the Steelers showed interest in Jerome Baker coming out of college. And so they just because they didn't draft him, doesn't mean that, teams don't keep tabs on people that they liked out of the draft. And quite frankly, Jerome Baker has, when healthy, has played pretty good for Miami. And I think he would be an upgrade to what the Steelers have now. And obviously it all comes down to injuries, but if we can get that spot kind of solidified, then this defense can go to the next level. I genuinely believe that. This article also says the off-ball linebacker class of the 2024 draft isn't all that deep, while the off-ball linebacker group in free agency has good depth. Baker's additions to that group in free agency makes it all that much stronger. After having interest in him coming out of Ohio State, now could be the perfect time for the Steelers to get their hands on Baker, shoring up an area of need with a 3-down linebacker with great physical traits. And also why this also makes even more sense is Baker played 2 seasons with Eldon Roberts in Miami. Roberts is now a key starter and leader for the Steelers at the inside linebacker position. His presence could potentially help entice Baker to make the move up to Pittsburgh. Baker's newfound availability could potentially shape the Steelers' plan of attack at that position moving forward. Now, it really kind of comes down to what is he going to want as far as from a contract perspective. You're 27 years old, coming off injury. Is it a 1-year prove it deal? Is it a shorter term deal? Because he could still get a good size contract at, say, age 30. But depending on the cap situation, depending on what the contract, wants are from Jerome Baker's representatives, I think this fills a need that obviously Pittsburgh has. And, with the depth, I'm not a huge fan of drafting linebackers, coming out of college. The game is completely different. And so, if you're going to pay money, I guess, corner is obviously one of those positions where, if you draft a rookie, not everybody's going to have the year that Joey Porter had. So obviously taking that kind of as, and outside the box, I don't even know what I'm saying. It doesn't happen. True commodities are much more valuable than the draft commodities, depending on the position and depending on where at in the draft you were planning on drafting inside linebacker. Not to say that, you can't find a good backup that could be a potential starter in rounds 3, 4, and 5. But if Pittsburgh's in really a win mode now situation, I think Jerome Baker on a shorter term deal makes a lot of sense. But let me know what you guys think. Obviously, if you guys like this content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.